Good morning-ish. Too loud for you? Good morning. We can try it again. Good morning. How are you guys this morning? I hope everybody is having a fabulous morning. It is gorgeous outside. It was a little drizzly this morning, but what are you going to do? It's getting ready for the spring and the flowers and all the good things that go along with that. So, how the hell are you? Good morning. And I have to do a little bit of sharing because, oh, look at the little bit of, oh, it's a deer. I have to do a little bit of sharing simply because Facebook is being challenging. Now, what does this mean for us? I gotta remember where I'm at here. What am I doing? Where am I at? I swear, they go, let's see how we can mess with people. I bet I could still share to the YouTube one, Chris. I didn't think about that. I was just sitting here frustrated this morning, is really what I was doing, trying to figure out the workarounds. Now, I know there's some workarounds for this, and hold on. I don't know what to say about this. Anyways, screw it. Okay. So Facebook's made it incredibly difficult for people that have groups to go live from any kind of streaming app into their groups. So what I'm going to have to start asking people to do is sharing to maybe the Psychics and Starseeds, or sharing to the Mystical Moons page or group, because they have made it where we cannot share to groups. You have to go live in your group. And I'm not sure, even if you go live in your group, if you can see comments. I'm not quite sure. But I know that it has put a kink in a lot of people's get-alongs, hitch and get-alongs. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just start doing more stuff in YouTube. Facebook can suck it anyhow. Sorry, spiritual, not spiritual. That's just how I feel about it. It seems like they just are always trying to find a turn to make things more difficult. Good morning, everybody. Okay. Good morning. Hope you didn't come in on that. But there we are. So Facebook sucks. And so Renee, they're making it so you can't go do lives and receive comments in groups. So we're very fortunate. We have most of our stuff is done on our pages anyways, but we do share extensively out to our groups as well. And so this doesn't go to the private membership group anymore. I can't share directly to that. So if somebody is watching this on the private group, if you could send it over to the My Mystical Life private members group, that'd be great. Psychics and Starseeds, that'd be great. The Mystical Moons page group, that'd be great. But they are making it difficult. So let's move forward and say, yeah, anyways. Everybody, you know what? There's definitely a need around the world right now to sit down, sit back, and just kind of relax. And the energies have been a little bit wonky. Anybody else feel the wonkiness? I know we had another huge solar storm come across. It went through Facebook profile today, but you couldn't see the comments. Yeah. I'm on with Ghost Squad Scotland, the Heart of the Cards for on Friday. So I need to put an event out for that. But I'm telling you, man, it has been, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing. It is ridiculous. And Sam has a theory as to why they're doing it, but we do have an election coming up, Yeah. I wish I could say that our governments across the world were great, but there's very few countries that are absolutely satisfied with their government, right? And I wouldn't want the job of any of the elected officials, but I think that all of the elected officials should have a set time frame of how long they can be in office. They shouldn't have a career out of it, and they should also get what they consider to be a fair wage for Americans. I know. What? Don't talk government. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I've always believed that. But here's the problem. The only people that can vote on that is the American people or wherever, and them. And they're never going to vote themselves out. Right? Yeah. It's called the Congress of the States, you guys. I'll probably get banned for that. Like, don't talk about truth. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist either. But it is called the Congress of the States. And it's happened before where the American people have voted out all of Congress and Senate. Which I don't know how I got there from Facebook being tyrannical, but here we are. So we're moving on. Okay. So let's pull a card today. Not frozen. Somebody says I'm frozen. Okay. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Can I just get some comments? What this does, what the Facebook change has done, has dropped out about 2/3 of our viewership. This is why a lot of online sellers are clearancing their stock and things like that, because they can't get to the people. But we're not going to be like that. Diana, how are you? Good morning, Renee, Teresa, Katrina, Autumn. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's about right. Ooh, Lord love a duck. Look at that. Woo. Ace of the Seas. So we're talking about ascension and where we should be going. This is a really cool deck of cards. I don't use it very often. A lot of decks of cards I don't use very often. But this first card is all about Earth. This is about crone, the ascension. Who is the crone? The crone is that maiden, mother, and crone, right? So that's the end of a cycle. That's the end of something. And they're talking about us as a race, as of humanity, moving up and becoming more aware, seeing through the glasses or the lens that's been placed in front of us. Lord love a duck. I don't even know where I got that from, Tara. I have no idea where that come from. I've said it for a long time. Good morning, Shannon, my BFF. So we are all going through this awareness, this let's look below, let's look around the veil, let's see what's going on. And I'm not talking about from the other side, but I'm talking about like right here placed in front of us. We have, wow, this is a weird conversation this morning. We have things placed in front of us that just don't serve us. They don't serve us. And there's so many little challenges that are unnecessary that are placed in front of us so that we have to work harder in our human existence. And I guess that's why it's the hardest college out there, right? A lot of sayings you hear when you're young. It's a baby boomer saying, is it? Hi, Agnes. So there's a lot of things going on. We're working through a lot of things. We're not only our work, but we're working through the smoke screens that are put in front of us as well. And I am not a conspiracy. I will say it again. I am not a conspiracy theorist. This is what's coming out in the cards today. Because the natural order of things is disrupted at the moment. Wow. The natural order of things is disrupted at the moment. The way that things should be going and flowing is not the way it's going. We are sidetracked. I actually hear dismantled. And it's kind of like they're saying, hey, you know what? This is what it's sleight of hand. This is what you're supposed to be doing, but let's go over here so we don't do this. So we don't do that ascension. Oh, I don't like these cards this morning. It makes me feel all conspiracy wise. But they're saying, hey, there's a disruption. And what are we going to do about it? How do we grow? How do we manifest growth with this disruption that's been placed in front of us? And it's all about living in the emotions. It's about using our emotions to curtail what we want as an outcome and make it go slower. I'm sitting here going, come on. We don't talk conspiracy theories in my house. I have several family members that are huge conspiracy theorist people, and I can't do it because it hurts me. I get so wrapped up in the anxiety of it that I can't move forward. So I request in the household to not have the conspiracy theories talked about. Yet here are my guides going, look, ascension is before us, but yet everything is wrong. And it's because they're playing with our emotions and bringing us things that do not help us. Yeah. And then they say, what's the difference between a conspiracy theory and truth? Give it a couple months. I mean, that's what they say. I mean, like I said, I got to remember to read between the lines. Absolutely. Good morning, Billy Ann. The world is going crazy. It is going crazy. So let's see what else we have to say. This is the goddess deck, the mythical goddess deck. Pele. How do we get through it? We have to walk through the fire. We have to walk through the fire. Isn't that, I'm sitting in a salvage inspection sweating that I have all salvage inspection. Salvage inspection. Huh. Good morning, everybody. Now we have people coming in. So we have a glitch on Facebook, and I will talk about that in just a minute. But we're going to continue with this. My guides are coming across with the smoke screen that we're all living through right now, and how we work through it. And sometimes we have to be the ones to speak up. I am not going to run around talking about conspiracy theories. I can't do it. I feel like it is spreading fear. I can't do that. But here we are. And then they talk about how do we get through it all? We complete through that fire. They're talking about going through the struggle, being the people that stand up and say, hey, this is a thing. This is a really cool read. It's not my normal kind of read in the morning, is it, you guys? But they're talking that this is stuff that's going to be going on. And we all, hey, Slavka, how are you? How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. Moving on. Okay. Oh, my husband told him to struck in October, and he's finally fixed, but state boys have to check on it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Gotcha. I understand now. Okay, moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? And while we're doing that, I'm going to tell everybody, if you are not following the Mystical Moons or My Mystical Life pages, please go do that, because that's where you'll notice our lives are coming from in the future. So you can go to www.facebook.com/mymysticallife1. Make sure you like that page. Or www.facebook.com/themystical moons. I think that's what it is. Let me check on that. I think that because when selecting this shop name, we had to be particular because there's a million mystical moons out there. And that is us. And it says we're live. Yay. So go like one of those two pages. If you have not, that's where you're going to get your live notices from now on. They will not allow us to go through groups for some reason. Facebook is being difficult. So make sure you're liking one of those 2 pages. And we will make sure that as hopefully you'll get to see it. Hopefully it don't go, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. And we appreciate it. Okay, so let's see who we have here. Let's see. Let's go with Pam Dite. Pam Dite, this is not the deck for you. And this deck, I've never used this deck, but they told me to this morning, so I'm done with it. Isn't that weird? I'm done with that deck now. Okay. And are you still here? Oh, are you still here, Pam? Okay. Pam, I want to start with, I want to make sure she's still here. Good morning to you. Yes, okay. I want to start with someone from the other side wants to give you a daisy. It's a something that would have been picked alongside the road kind of daisy. And I'm not saying that this is something that's actually happened, like somebody pulled over and pulled a daisy for you, whatever. But what I'm saying is that this person, this is absolutely a woman. I want to call her in her 60s. That's just the time frame she's showing me. And she wants to show like a bouquet of daisies or a daisy, like a black-eyed Susan kind of thing. I feel like this person would have been very invested in thinking about herbs. They would have maybe drank some tea, or they would have wanted to do more holistic type of healing for themselves and those around them than medicinal. I think the medicine might have failed them in life. The traditional, not traditional, but the Eastern medicine, not Eastern, structured medicine. How do we want to call that? I don't know. Drugs failed that person in life. And they're talking about a full circle as well. They're like, this comes full circle. This always will go around. And they're talking about the stability of nature. You may or may not know who this person is, and that does not matter. They're talking about they're talking about being reliant more on nature than actual pharmaceuticals. And that if you're having any physical discomforts or something along those lines, if you're having some illness, so start looking into the holistic approach. I also wanted you to know that this person is a great protector. This might even be a protector guide for you. I'm not quite sure, but they're a great protector for you. They work with Archangel Michael quite often and bring in, they take away some of your missteps, which sounds weird, right? They help put your foot in the right spot. And I don't know if you've had any falls lately, like you trip over stuff, if you've been tripping on things more often than normal. But they're talking about watching where you put your feet and having your chin up and looking forward instead of at the ground. Does this make any sense to you? Hi, everybody. Welcome to all the new people. Make sure that you are liking the My Mystical Life page. It is mymysticallife.com. It makes sense. You're good. Or it's facebook.com/mymysticallife1. And I have it up here, but if I post this too many times, they will ban me. So if somebody could post in the comments, the My Mystical Life Facebook page, and then the Mystical Moons Facebook page, I would appreciate it. Facebook is being tyrannical. Okay, I'm glad this makes sense to you so far. I also want to talk about the scent of overly sweet flowers. So if you do happen to pick that up, just know that that is someone from the other side. That is somebody coming in to say, hey, I'm here to help you. Make sure you pay attention to that and pay attention to what you have going on at the moment when you have that come across. And that's called clairalience. So everybody is, have a great day, Renee. Everybody's a psychic, right? Everybody in the face of the planet. It's what we talk about. It's what the membership's about. We are all psychics. And it's just a matter of figuring out what our niche is and what our particular clair is. And we might do a little bit of that this morning because I do enjoy helping people figure out what their clair is. But for you, Pam, one of your really stronger clairs to start with, because this is a transitional kind of clair, is clear aliens. And that is where you can pick up the scent of someone that's passed away, or archangels, guardian angels. They smell like overly sweet flowers. So pay attention to that and see if that you have that coming in, and just know that that is a guide. So I'm going to do a gratuitous plug really quickly. We have a couple things coming up. I will be doing some speaking across the country. So I will be in Tampa, Florida, the second weekend in June. I will be in Tinley Park, where I will not be speaking, but I will be there at the expo in Tinley Park in the first weekend in June. And then in September, we'll be in Denver. Huge show in Denver. Really excited about that. We'll be speaking there. And then we'll be speaking in Columbus. And then we'll be speaking in Tampa, and then Chicago again, and then someplace else, maybe Cleveland. I'm not quite sure. So we have a lot of things going on that are coming up. We invite you to come meet us. I'll definitely be there. It might be Sam and myself, and it also might be my best friend Shannon, and who else from the My Mystical Life membership wants to pop in. We'll be there. So we also have, the other thing that we're doing, that's right, is the cruise. We have the cruise that's going to happen in December. I am the lead speaker on the cruise. It's going to be a lot of fun. The featured speaker, I guess we call it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And you can put a $250 deposit down. It is an 8-day cruise, 7-night cruise, 8-day cruise. And we're going to the Mayan ruins down at Tullum and Cozumel. So that's going to be a lot of fun. See, gratuitous plug. Look, and you lose a lot of people on that. It's like, I don't want to hear about this. What else do we have going on? And here is the My Mystical Life membership for anybody who wants to figure out how to expand their that's funny. How to expand their psychic skills, because everybody has them. Good morning. Am I coming to Michigan, Tara? Where are you at in Michigan? I have no plans to go to Michigan right now. I don't mind going to Michigan because it's closer. So if there's any good expos that you know of, I would love to come up that way. Can you just bring yourself to get on the boat? Bring yourself to get on the boat, girl. Get on the boat. It's a big boat. Oh, I love Grand Rapids too, Tara. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm sure they have expos up there. Can you have them all at different times? Your clairs, Shelly? Can you have your clairs at different times? Next year, Diana, provided that this year goes well with the expos, we will be out west next year. I'm buying myself we're going to buy ourselves a RV and head out that way as well. And what are we talking about at these expos? We're talking about psychic development. Yeah. Art prize is starting soon. Is that the big one in September? The big expo for art? Okay, moving on. Yes, you can have all of your clairs at different times. They don't all come in at one time. Sometimes you'll find people that are very clear, divergent, where they have them all, which is really, really cool. But it can be overwhelming when you first start at year with your spiritual journey. So, anyways, moving on. Okay, can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Let's see who's here. And the reason I do that is because people get tired of me talking and they leave. And I get that because I can talk, right? Hopefully, interestingly, but sometimes not so much. I am going with, hi, everybody. If you are new, make sure you go like the My Mystical Life page or the Mystical Moons page. I am going with, crap, where'd she go? So stick around. I don't go through a list, you guys. Anybody that's been here for a while knows I don't do a list. What we do is I go through and my guides pick it as we go along. Andy Peelman, I know, right? Clarity is amazing on horseback. My problem is now when I go to ride, which I haven't done in a while because I need to lose some weight to do that. I have this great mare. She's spunky and she's kind of a jerk and she needs to have like a knot jerked in her tail. But I need to go riding, but I have a hard time getting when I'm writing. I have a hard time doing this. A lot of things nowadays where I feel like I'm wasting time. But you're totally right. Clarity is amazing on horseback. When you can get out in the woods and just have nature and be in tune, because horses are incredibly healing animals. They are the horses are the healers of the animal kingdom. And you get out there and it's just so relaxing. Just so relaxing. Okay. Becky Fox. You still here? I've had that name going on in my brain now for just a couple minutes. So Becky Fox, are you here? You're welcome, Pam. I would love to go out and do riding out on one of the wagon trains, but I have to get my body like out of some pain, and I know how to do that. I just need to do it. Becky Fox. Becky Fox, I want to start with a small child. I want to start with a young boy. This is an energy that follows you around in spirit. I don't know if you've this is an energy that follows you around, and I feel like it's somebody that's passed in the family. It doesn't have to be super recent. Trust me, this person's been around a little bit. They've been around the block. They're like, I've been around the block a few times, and this person is a nice young man. He has manners, so I think he's kind of a little bit older in spirit, like he's been there a while, and he's an assist. I think he actually has gone through some I don't want to call it ascension because that's not exactly what it is. I think he's old enough soul that he's gone through some segments of ascension, so he has the option to come back and be a guide and help people through some things without having to come in and do a human existence all right now. Best way to put it is he has the option as to when he wants to be of his assistance or when he can come back in a human existence. I feel like this person takes your hand quite often, actually. And he talks about some of this. I'm so sorry. He talks about some of the stupid things you do. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. Because I feel like you get this, like if you were going to do something that you know better than to do, right? But you step that foot down anyways, and you still continue doing it. And he's like, but I told you if you did this way, it would be easier. Now, he also wants to give you some accolades on this as well, because he's like, we don't learn nearly as much if we're doing everything easy. Good for you. He's like, we don't learn nearly as much if we're doing everything the smooth and easy way. So sometimes when your human brain picks against maybe some of his nudgings, he says, guess what? Look what you learned. You learn what not to do. You learn a lot of what you don't like. Good morning, everybody. This is where I'm going to tell everybody that's watching right now, make sure that you guys go to, matter of fact, I'm going to do this really quickly because they're delivering my chicken coop. If you guys would, here is this banner. This is the My Mystical Life Facebook page. Facebook has suddenly made it incredibly difficult for people to do lives in groups. And there's a lot of people in the groups. So if you could go like the page, that way you know when we are doing a live. There we go. Okay. So Becky, I want to call this little kid Anthony or something along those lines. But he is pretty much what you can consider a guardian angel for you. He is somebody that comes in and helps take you by the hand. Thank you guys. And help steer you in the right direction, because he really has a vested interest in you learning whatever you have going on in this life right now. He's part of your soul group. Absolutely. And when we have a soul group person that's there trying to help us learn lessons, we're trying to figure out together, even though they're in spirit and you don't have direct connection right here, right now with them, we're trying to figure out how to move forward successfully, because it helps the whole soul group rise. Right. And he says you're not taking deep enough breaths. You breathe shallowly. So you fill your gut, fill your lungs, and let go of some of the negative energy that's accumulated within your diaphragm. You really need to take some nice, good, deep, cleansing breath. There's a lot of channeling going on this morning, and my mouth isn't keeping up. They're like, just keep taking some nice, deep, clean breaths, fill your lungs and your guts, and then move it back out. It's really, really important for you. And also take the shoulder stress out and drop your shoulders back a little bit. Make sure you're paying attention to your posture. Make sure that when you're on your devices, that you're keeping your devices up. I don't know if you have a neck issue or not, but they're talking about, hey, this could be a problem. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. They're talking about your spine. Good morning, Teresa Gibbs. Does any of this make sense, Becky? And if it doesn't, hey, that's okay too. But this little guy, he's definitely here to be of assistance. God, I wonder if he went missing. Okay, I'm glad this makes sense to you. So just know that this little energy is around you all the time. Good morning, Angela Maynard. This energy is around you all the time. And for whatever reason, I hear a dog barking in the background as well. It has this dog to play with. I hope that's helpful. Okay. Moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room, you guys? Don't forget, Facebook is being a jerk. So if you are usually watching from a group, make sure that you've liked this page. And we would always appreciate it if you would share to any of the groups, the Psychics and Starseeds, the Mystical Moons, all those things, because obviously we can't anymore. And tell them to come over to this link and watch. Because even if they're on a group and they see us, they can't comment. We don't see comments. I hope that helps, Becky. Okay, moving on. So I do not have a list. I pulled directly from what my guides highlight. So I'm going to go with Tony Ann. Tony Ann, I am going to pull out a different deck. I notice I haven't really used cards except for the first one this morning. Here we go. It sounded like it took him a bit to get that off the truck. So we have peacocks. My brother was trying to find a new home for his peacocks. He has a marina in Point Place here in Toledo, and they needed to be relocated. So now we have peacocks in the barn. And so I have to get the chicken coop up to get the chickens out of my barn that we now have, and the ducks. And I don't know what the hell happened. All of a sudden this summer we exploded. We have ducks and geese and chickens and peacocks. And so, yeah. I don't know why. I want an emu. We used to have an emu, and everybody in the family just adored the emu, loved having the emu, but I don't think the emu will stay in our fences. So, good morning, Mr. Fry. Oh, I do. Yeah. Okay. I called Tony Ann. Tony Ann, here we go. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Turkeys. Those turkeys ain't going to be around too long, though. In Denver. We'll be at the big expo, the Mind, Body, and Spirit Expo in Denver. Let me look. The 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Inspection passed. Yay. Ours was, we're not getting an ostrich, honey. We're not doing that. Our emu was fairly decent. There's a story that how we got the emu, but we're not going to go into that. It was not something we purchased, I can tell you. Sheriff's office deposited it in our round pen and left. It's like, I want that. Okay, moving on. Not Billy. Tony Ann. Okay. Oof, Tony Ann. What do you got going on? I just feel like the wind's been sucked out of your sails. Like achievements don't mean as much because you don't see, you really want a camel? No camels, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to draw the line at camels. I have to draw the line at camels. Okay. Tony Ann, I feel like like you're not noticing some of the things that you are accomplishing. Like you are just glassing over some of the accomplishments. You know, sometimes just getting out of bed is a freaking accomplishment. Can I get an amen? I was up at 6:45 because that's the time Buford has decided that he has to pee every morning. And I looked at it and I went, you know, I don't think so. And I went back to bed. Long-haired cows, the Scottish cows, I'd love to have one. But I have a different use for a cow than it being cute. So, you need to start paying attention to your little accomplishments. All of the things that we do throughout the day is a little achievement. It's a little, woof, thank God I did that. You guys, I have like a bunch of different feeds coming in here. So we do have a donkey. So if I'm not replying to everybody, I do apologize. I have a bunch of different feeds. Even though we don't have groups, we still have a lot of things going across. Food works, yes. So it's time, Tony Ann, to start really taking hold of the things that happen in the course of your day. I got out of bed. Hell yeah. That's a good thing, right? Any day above ground, good day. So start looking at things as accomplishments instead of what you're not getting done. All right. That's super important. And be in charge of that. Be like, you know what? Also being in charge of leading, getting some things done is a big deal as well. That's going to give you a huge sense of accomplishment, because as you start moving forward, this is what we want. We want you to feel prosperous. We want you to feel like I've got this. I feel like depression could be in and out kind of thing for you right now. Some days are better than other days, and some days it's easier to put your feet on the floor than it is other days. But I need you to know that you're actually cutting some negative energy ties. You're cutting some patterns that don't serve you anymore. Every day you get up and appreciate the things you've done. You're cutting negative energy. You're saying, I've conquered that. I've done that. All of that. Hey. Hi, Jansen. So it's okay. It's all right. I know it's a scary card. It's not. You're doing what you need to do. And that in itself is an accomplishment, right? I'm going to suggest watch The Secret. You know, I say this a lot. Watch The Secret. Because when you have the sense of accomplishment and you give yourself kudos each day, when you give yourself, oh my gosh, I got this, no problem. I can do this. I'm going to do this because what's the alternative? Did I just sit around and not do? No, that's not your energy, because you actually will have, this is the strongest card in the whole deck, right? It's the Magician. And why is that the strongest? Well, this and the Hierophant. Because this says you have all the tools you need. Why how many donkeys are your kryptonite? Now you need to kind of look in and see, why do I feel like I'm not accomplishing? What is it? Go to the first moment where you had that feeling of I can't come up with the word. That you're not up to the task. Why? I had to come up with different words. They don't like that word. Find out what the cause is. Deal with the cause. Don't deal with the symptoms. Don't put a Band-Aid on it. Figure out what the freaking problem is. Deal with the problem. And then everything else will fall into place, because you have everything you need to make it all happen. Just do it. You're going to have to force yourself to be the one that makes shit happen. surpass your own expectations for yourself. Because it's there. You can do it. Absolutely. The only thing that's stopping you is your own negative thought patterns. Sorry. Hope that's helpful. Mini donkeys are your kryptonite. So our donkey is a little black and gray and white paint donkey. She's out front. Her name is Petunia. Petunia is going to get bred with a 32-inch tall Class A mini. So I'm glad that helps. I hope it helps. So that we'll have a mini mule. I'm so excited. I need to get her in the trailer and get her over there. Yeah, it takes some finagling because you have to have like a dirt pile. Everybody's talking about eating their cows. Heather, you can come see her. She's over at Shannon's house. You'll be able to come see her. So anyhow, there we are. I am on Petunia. I'll see if I have a picture of Petunia. I got to do that too. I've been torturing myself. Gosh, I do this so well too. Anybody else torture themselves over like you hyperfixate on something? I think it's an ADD thing. I might have ADD, maybe. I might hyperfixate on things, maybe. Oh, here, I'll show you this picture. This is not the donkey. I'm sharing pictures. This is Luna. She is our sooty palomino. She's the one that's a shit. She needs an attitude adjustment. She needs to go off to the trainer and have some thought patterns reassessed. I don't think she would be kind to me if I went to ride her. Now, you put a child on her, forget about it. She's amazing. She's in the blue ribbons all the time when she's showing with kids. Amazing. Amazing. She loves kids, but like she scared the construction workers because they thought that she was going to eat them. Okay, this is Petunia. Petunia. Okay, wait. This is Petunia. She's so cute. Anyhow, yeah, she's a shit. But she's in the blues, man. When she's in the show pen, she's sharp, sharp, sharp. And she does really, really like kids. So she don't eat them, but I'm sure if I went to go ride her, she'd just be like, do you remember that feeling you had? Like, don't do this today? Yeah. Anyhow. All right. Everybody, have a wonderful afternoon. Find light, find love, find joy, feel divine because you are. And if Mr. Fry were here, he would say, may the light be with you always. And we will talk to you guys later. Tonight we have class with Nancy Bulliard. Nancy Bulliard. And I've got to go put that post out right now. Keep Katrina in your thoughts. Katrina is going for a heart implant. Her sister has been very ill as well. And anybody else that needs energetic healing, right there at you guys. All right. Have a great day, guys.